What's good, Yon Dons? Welcome to episode 16 of the Yon Show! I don't know what I'm gonna do once I get to like episode 20. After episode 20, I'm gonna just do that, but then after that, I don't know. What's good, y'all? Yon Dons, I love you so much. I hope that you're having a great day today. Today's been going good so far. I was about to record a little bit earlier, but I kind of had to practice what I preach. So before I even start this video, yesterday I was supposed to upload, and just to like have that one-on-one time with you, I was supposed to upload yesterday and I didn't because I was just in such a hurry, and so I apologize about that. But we are back to our regularly scheduled program now. So today what we are going to talk about is self-care, right? So self-care is a very, very, very broad subject. So this is probably going to be like cut into different series and have a better discussions with other people like about self-care. There's just going to be a lot that dives like into this, but for right now, for the time being, we're going to dive deep into this, and I'm going to give kind of my perspective on what I believe self-care is, give you some tools, some tips in order for you to love yourself, be a better version of you, and strive to be better than who you were yesterday. The thing that I always say is continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. And so the reason that I say that is because continuing means that it is an ongoing cycle. And so to strive means that you're never satisfied with where you are. And so to be better means that there is a reflection of who you were versus who you are now. And so to be better than who you were yesterday means that you continually strive to address the person that you were and figure out how you can be better than that person. And so when I always say that is, I say that for the reason being, I want you to continue to strive. I want you to never be satisfied. I want you to be okay and be okay with where you are, but I want you to push even harder. I want you to be even better. Just when you think that you're good, I want you to be even greater. Just when you think that you're great, I want you to be the best. Like, that's how I want you to be. So to even begin self-care, it means that you have to be self-aware, right? So when you're self-aware, that means that you understand the things that you care about. So just to think about the context of what self-care is. Self, obviously, being you, yourself, and then care is to take care of that thing. And so when you are focusing on what you want as far as with your self-care, you have to be aware of what you even want to begin with. So to understand self means that you need to understand yourself. And so for me personally, I never really addressed self-care growing up because I never understood myself enough to do that. You know, I never took pride in myself. I never invested in myself. I never looked at myself in the mirror and thought, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like the only things that I really cared about, even like now, is really like my hair and my teeth. Obviously, I always have a do-rag on, and my teeth, I make sure I brush those 2 times a day, 2 to 3 times. So that's fine. As long as those 2 things are good, I know that like for the most part, I'm gonna look halfway decent. My clothes are normally bummy or gym clothes, so I don't really care. But self-care is building up that routine. So for me, building up routine is what makes me feel satisfied. It makes you understand that like you're investing in something, right? And so when there's something that people say is the first thing you should do when you wake up is to make your bed, right? And when you make your bed, the first thing that you do, what that's going to do is set a precedent for the rest of the day. So if you're to start off the day with making your bed, you're already waking up accomplished, right? And so then that's when you can kind of throw in this self-care, right? So let's say like I don't make my bed, but let's say for example purposes I do. I made my bed, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I start focusing on the things that I care about as far as myself. So I have my own self-care routine. I have a routine. I had a routine when I had my hair like curly. Now it's dreaded, but I had a routine for my hair, my leave-in conditioners, my different shampoos and stuff like that. And so now it's just making sure that the do-rag is right? And then for my skin, I have a deep cleanser, I have a deep moisturizer, and then I have another deep cleanser. It's a 3-step cleansing, right? And that's just for my face. And then obviously I make sure that I shave. I haven't shaved yet because it's the end of the week, so I need to shave. I shave every other week. And then clothes, I buy stuff like once or twice every week, every other week. I'll buy a pair of shoes, a pair of pants, some shirts. Like, I buy something for myself. So the reason why I say all that is because I invest in myself, because investing is valuing. And so when you value yourself, when you invest in yourself, you take care of that and you take pride in that as well. And so the whole point of self-care is to be not only self-aware, but to understand, like, I love me. I do these things because I want to learn to love me. I do these things because I know myself. I do these things because I seek loving myself even deeper than before. To understand yourself means to understand what you like and what you don't like. So where I would like some foods, I wouldn't like other ones. So I'm not about to sit here and waste my time. If I'm out with friends, I'm not about to buy anything with coconut or mushroom because I hate both those things. But anything else in between, I love. But that is just, for me personally, understanding the things that I like and understanding the things that I don't like. And so that may be just food. It even may be friends. And so for me, I have a growth mindset. So I love to have people around me that have that same growth mindset. I love communication. So I always want the people around me to be understanding and communicative. So if I'm looking for a relationship, right, I want somebody that has the characteristics that I'm looking for. And so the thing about you that you need to understand is you are your own best friend. You are the only person that you're going to have at the end of the day. So put it into perspective. When you're by yourself, you have to understand that when those lonely nights hit and when there's nobody that you have to text, Snapchat, call, and you're just by yourself, you have to realize that those are the moments where you have to be your own best friend. When you're crying yourself to sleep after a breakup, when you have nobody to talk to, you're sitting in isolation. When you're driving around and there's nobody in the car, and there's no music playing but your own thoughts. Like, those are the moments, like when nobody's there around you. And when you're looking in the mirror, when you're having those conversations with yourself, when you're overthinking and underthinking, when you're in panic mode but you don't want anybody else to stress about you, so that way nobody has to worry about you, so you don't talk to anybody. When you're fueled by your own hatred, when you're fueled by your own love, when you're fueled by your own self-doubt, when you're fueled by your own happiness, you have to realize that nobody else has control over the way you feel but yourself. And so when you fuel that fire, you have the opportunity to either kindle yourself or rekindle yourself. You have an opportunity to either have a flame inside of you that is so bright and so fiery that everybody else catches fire, or you have something that is dwindling and nobody looks at you, nothing more than an ashtray. So you have to figure out what are the kind of things that you like and don't like, as well as understanding that you are your own best friend. You are your own person that you have to count on. The only person that is going to be with you 24 hours, 7 days a week is going to be you. And so you better love what you are. You have to understand that you have to love the skin that you're in, because nobody else is going to be there at those lonely nights. Nobody's going to be there at the end of the day. They're going to be there during the day. They're going to be there before. They're going to be after. But you're the person that's going to be there every night, every day, every second. And so you might as well enjoy it. You might as well love the skin that you're in. You might as well embrace the person that you are. You might as well take affirmation from yourself. Learn to love the person that you are. This process of loving yourself and self-care is something that is continuous. That's why I always say continue, because it never stops. And so I challenge you to fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with the process of it. And so the thing that I always push myself to do, and the thing that I kind of is more of a motivator for me as far as to love myself deeper and to take care of myself in a deeper level. I want to be the person that I looked up to as a kid. And I want to be the person that I someday fall in love with. I want to be the person that has everything that he ever wanted. I want to be the person that doesn't need anybody else. I want to be that person so that way everybody else can see me as an example. That's all my life is an example. And so at the end of the day, what keeps me going is to understand that if I want a wife someday, okay, I need her to be this amazing person. And the law of attraction states that you're going to attract what you are. And so if I want this amazing, beautiful queen someday, then I have to be an amazing, handsome king. I have to reflect what I want. And so when you reflect what you want, you will attract what you want. And so for me, I have to be that person in order to receive that person. I have to be that person for myself in order to receive self-love. I have to be that person so that way other people can see that I'm an example and reflect that example. And so, but first, before I even see another person in my life, before I see myself as an example to other people, I have to be an example for myself. I have to be the person that loves myself. I have to be the person that puts myself first, because I can't fill anybody else's cup with happiness if my cup is running dry. I can't help other people if I can't even help myself. I can't show love to others if I can't show love to myself. So I can't be an example to others if I don't practice what I preach.
Sir, this nigga spitting. Damn, nigga.
Self-care means living for you. And I know that this is the most selfish video possible, but I don't care, because the whole point of self-care is being self-aware. It's understanding yourself. It's building up those daily routines. It's learning that you're going to be your own best friend. It's falling in love with yourself. It's being a reflection of what you want. That's what self-care is all about. And so in order to do that, you have to be self-aware. You have to understand yourself. You have to see that person in the mirror and love that person. And so being self-aware and self-care means that you have to be a little bit selfish. It means that you have to understand yourself. And nothing happens in a day, so you have to be selfish with your time. You have to understand that everything around you is an investment, and everything is a reflection of what you want and who you are. And so if you want the greatest life possible, you have to understand to yourself and understand for yourself, what does the greatest life even mean for me? If that means finances, okay, what can I do to make better money? If it's love, okay, how can I be a better person? How do I love myself deeper so that way I can show love better to other people? If it's family, okay, someday I want a family, or someday I need to make sure that my family is okay. How do I do that? I need to reach out to them. I need to make sure that I'm okay, so that way when they ask me, I can be that person that is so vulnerable and so emotionally connected to myself that I can express it to them. I can tell them how I feel, and we can build a deeper connection because we're able to communicate that. If it's family and friends, if it's friends, same thing. I need to be able to be emotionally connected with myself, so that way I can express to them, hey, if you disrespect me, or hey, you said something that rubbed me the wrong way, you know that because you know yourself enough to express those things, and you're confident in the way you feel enough to where you can speak it out to people. Being self-aware and having self-care makes you so much more confident in yourself, because you understand yourself. The way that you walk and the way that you talk is on a way deeper level. It's on a way more confident level because you understand yourself, and nobody can tell you otherwise. When you have an opinion towards something, it's not about arguing, because you don't even care about their time. When you walk into a room and feel confident, it's not even the fact that people are looking at you, it's the fact that you don't even care if they're looking at you. When it's being confident, and when it's being self-care, when it's being self-aware, when it's self-love, that's all you care about is yourself. All you care about is your opinion. All you care about is what is going to make me happy. And in return of that, in return of being selfish, it'll be almost a connection of selflessness. Because you're able to live for yourself first. And once you live for yourself, you can live for other people. Once you live for yourself, then you can be an example for other people and show them how to live for themselves. So that's the whole point of being self-care, self-aware, is you're able to be that person for you, and then you can be that person for others. If you're loving to yourself, then you can be loving to others. If you're driven for yourself, then you can be showing people how to be driven for themselves and driven to other people. If you're able to be confident, then they can look at your confidence and then they can say, it's possible for me. You know, your security in yourself will show other people that are insecure in themselves. And so you can be a reflection of greatness, and they can strive for that greatness for themselves. So the whole point of being self-care and self-aware shows other people how they can do it themselves. And so you have to understand and identify the things that you want, and identify who you are as a person, as a man, as a woman, as a king, and as a queen, as a creation by God. That concludes episode 16 of the Yon Show. I love you all. genuinely, I want you to strive to be the best version of yourself. I want you to strive to be successful. I pray that over your lives, and I see it to and through, and I manifest that over your lives. Continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications so you know every single time I post. I love you all, Yon Dons, and be sure to let everybody know what we're doing here at the Yon Show. Peace!